It looks expensive, it looks glossy, and it's all the rage, and it's very, very different than the blunt bob that was blowing up the internet last year. The old money bob. The chin length layered shortcut styled with voluminous roots, flippy movement, face framing layers, and shiny ends. Today I'm going to teach you not only my favorite styling products that gives me this look, I'm also going to show you a bunch of tips and tricks, hot rollers, a crimping tool, all the things that will get you looking super event ready with your old money bob. Let's get started. There's two key components to this look, okay? There's a ton of volume. There's a ton of volume at the root, but there's also a ton of volume in the mid shafts and ends. The whole thing is super, super voluminous, but it also needs to be smooth. So we need volume and we need smoothness, which can be a little bit tricky because if we usually go for smoothness, we usually reach for hot tools like flat irons. But when we reach for hot tools like flat irons, we actually sandwich the volume completely. So I'm gonna show you how to get a ton of volume and smoothness in one. So what I'm gonna use is this Moroccanoil root boost. So when applying this product, you just want to shake it, and then you're going to part your hair and you're going to put the little nozzle, it has a little nozzle here. You're just gonna put it right in the part and add that product. And then you're gonna part about an inch over and add that product. And then I'm actually gonna go into the crown. So this area of the head, we also wanna get maximum amounts of volume. So I'm also gonna take my hair and I'm gonna part it like this. And I'm just gonna take a look and feel for it. You know, it doesn't have to be so perfect. Just do your best, feel around, and make sure that you're getting that lifting spray or that foamy mousse in the areas where you actually really want a ton of volume. And then we just massage it into the head. Now that we tackled the roots, we have to tackle the mid shafts and ends. Now, you can do a couple of different things for this. You can use a volumizing mousse that's similar to a root spray like this, but it comes out as a big mousse. You can totally do that. I actually went to Sephora to buy the volumizing mousse when I bought the root boost, but they didn't have it. So I used this instead. Now this is a volumizing mist. So this is really light, kind of light, flexible hold. You're not really gonna get as much volume, in my opinion, as you would with a mousse, but this is nice for a lot of people, especially people with very fine hair, where they want some volume, but they don't want it to be like over the top. So when you use something like this, you just spray it in to your head, just like this, mid shafts to ends. Now, the next thing you definitely wanna do is work your products from roots to ends. I think this is a step that a lot of people skip. And it's a step that you shouldn't skip, okay? You don't want the product to be too blobby in certain areas. Now, here's the thing, okay? When we apply our products, we definitely want to apply them when our hair is very wet. When your hair is dry, it sets its shape and it's really hard to manipulate it. But now, if you're gonna go in with a blowout brush, which is what I always recommend doing, I find it so much easier than using a round brush and a blow dryer. You're not gonna wanna start using this right away when the hair is soaked, because it's going to take forever. It's gonna be a huge pain. So what you wanna do first is rough dry. Now, when you rough dry, what you wanna do is you wanna make sure to lift the roots up so that you're not drying the hair down ever, okay? Like I said, we're all about volume for this look. The old money bob is all about volume. So you wanna lift the roots up even when you're rough drying so that you're forming the shape right in the wet stage when it actually matters. The hair does everything you want it to do when it's in its wet stage, going from wet to dry. So if you set that shape flat, then it's gonna be so much harder to get volume later. Now you can see I took about, I don't know, 30% of the moisture out. I still have enough moisture that my hair is going to kind of do what I want it to do, right? It's not in the dry stage where it's kind of set. But I don't have so much moisture that's gonna take 500,000 years. So the next step is to start at the nape. So I just slice out a manageable amount of hair. Now, using the highest heat, I'm going to start blow drying, and I'm gonna blow dry my hair up and over. I'm gonna try to get as much lift in the root as I can, starting right from the base, working all the way up. Always remember when you're working with your blowout brush that you don't want to move to the next piece or the next subsection. You don't want to slice out your next subsection until the section that you worked on is 100% dry and smooth, okay? This is the biggest mistake that I see people make. They dry it a little bit, it's still a little bit damp, they move on to the next section, and then they say, the blowout brush makes my hair so frizzy, right? And it's not the blowout brush that's making your hair frizzy, it's because you're not drying and smoothing 100% of the way. The under layer now is completely 100% smooth and super dry. I released another inch, and then we're gonna go through it all over again. Notice how I'm pushing the hair up. Every time I rotate my hand, I push the hair up. So instead of blow drying like this, for this particular look, I want to blow dry everything up so that I get a bevel like this. See that? Like, look on this side. It's up and over. Okay, so look at it already. This is 100% a result of two things. Root boosting spray. That's why I'm getting this much lift, okay? That's not dropping, but it's also because I'm blow drying up, okay? That is just such a big thing we learn in hairdressing school that I don't think, you know, people that aren't stylists know. You really have to blow dry up. You need to force the wet hair into a dry position in an upwards motion. That is what's going to set the whole thing. That's what's gonna create the old money bob of your dreams. Let's release another section. So as you can see, there really aren't that many sections. Now, this section is going to be the top section where I want a crazy, crazy amount of volume. So I'm actually going to subsection this, and I'm gonna blow dry this differently, okay? For this top section, I like to actually blow dry it underneath the base, so just like that. And then I like going on the top section and bringing it forward. We're still gonna go forward when we're under it, like this. Then we're gonna go on top of it and bring it forward. This is gonna create a ton of smoothness and an absolute ton of volume. You'll see that. So look at that volume. And that's without being set, right? So we didn't put it in Velcro rollers, we didn't put it in hot rollers, which we're gonna do. We just blew it out, and we already have a ton of volume. And that, you guys, is the power of a great blowout and really great volume products. Okay, now we could totally stop here, and I'll show you a few different ways that we could wear it. Okay, so we can wear it in a middle part, which was kind of on trend for a while now, right? A lot of people were loving the middle part where you get this curtain bang situation and it's curvy. And then from here, so this is called the apex of the head, this goes up and over. So this is how it was worn the last few years. This is almost always how I end up wearing it. And you get this kind of shape, okay? I'll show you the back. But extreme volume never comes from a middle part, okay? You cannot get a lot of volume from a middle part, and it's obviously because the hair is divided in half. So half the hair is here, half the hair is here, so you're not gonna get a lot of volume because it's equally divided. If you want a ton of volume, then you want to push this all the way to one side, because then you're putting all of the hair, or the majority of the hair, over to one side, right? So you're obviously going to get a lift. Now, here's the thing. There's a little trick with this. So you can see how much lift I have, right? Now, this is the side that I typically part on. This is the side that wants to be parted on. If I do a natural side part, which is like here, I still get a little bit of lift, but not a lot. If I do an extreme side part, I get significantly more lift because the hair over here doesn't actually want to go over. You're forcing it over, so it's lifting up. If you go the opposite way than your hair wants to part, you're going to get even more volume. So I will show that. So my hair doesn't want to part to this side. So if I force it to go to this side, I'm going to get even more volume. Now, if you want to take this up a notch, okay, you want to go like way more extreme, then you can go into the world of Velcro rollers. You can go into the world of hot rollers. Now, this one I just bought on Amazon, okay, and it's actually by ConAir. It was not expensive at all. It's Volume and Shine rollers, less frizz, more body, Nfinitipro by ConAir. The previous Velcro rollers that I had, I actually did a reel on it. They were really small, so they gave me a really outdated look that I didn't like at all. If I finessed with it enough, I could get it to sort of look okay, but I didn't want something that sort of looked okay. I wanted something that looked phenomenal. So that's why I got these rollers. So these rollers are huge. See how big they are? So we have 8 of them and they're massive. So I'm gonna show you how I put these in and I'll show you what effect it has. So I always like to do this kind of center part here. And when you are doing this, you need to think about how this section cannot be wider than the hot roller. Because if it is, it's not going to want to sit properly. It's going to be flopping around and falling all over the place, and it's going to be so annoying. We really want lift here, right? Up in here, from this part of the head over, we want like a lot of lift. So I'm going to grab this section, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my comb or my brush, and I'm gonna comb this section forward like this. And then I'm gonna grab my roller, it's nice and hot. I'm gonna slide it to the end of the hair. And you see how I'm pushing the roller forward? If I were to push the roller like this and roll it, this hair is moving backwards, okay? Do you see that? We want this hair to go up and over, just like we did with the blowout, okay? So we're actually gonna push it all forwards so that when we roll down, it's going to be on its base, okay? That's actually a technical hairdressing term. On base, off base. It's a lot of stuff that you don't need to know. But what you do need to know is that you want to push the hair forward so that when you roll down, it's sitting up high. So the hair is beveling forward and moving back. And then we go in with our clip and we clip it. And see, because I don't have too much hair in there, it's not flopping around. If I had a lot of hair in there, it would be very annoying. It'd be flopping around like crazy. Just like that. And I'm gonna grab my comb, okay? I'm gonna push my hair forward so that it's nice and even and forward. Go all the way to the end. Do those tips first so the tips don't get all wonky. And I'm rolling it down and clipping it in place. Now, one thing I wanna talk to you guys a little bit about while we roll. We can roll and chat. Let's roll and chat. The bigger the roller you use, the more likely you're going to be using it for volume. Well, not even the more likely. It's going to be used for volume unless you have extremely long hair, in which case you'll get a little bit of curl from it, but not that much. The smaller the size of the roller, the more curl you're going to get. So if you're looking for curl, you want a smaller roller. If you're looking for volume, you want a bigger roller, okay? And all of this is very dependent on your hair length as well. So if you have a bigger roller and super, super long hair, you are going to get that huge, bouncy 90s, you know, gorgeousness you are. If you have shorter hair and you use this, you're still gonna get a little bit of flip, but you're definitely using it to set volume, okay? That's really important because I think a lot of people get quite frustrated with rollers, and I can understand why they are actually a little bit frustrating, especially the big ones, because they just don't want to stay. You know, they'll stay better if the size of the section fits the roller better. They will stay better than if they don't, obviously. But, you know, I think a lot of people are frustrated with them because sometimes you get a really outdated look from them, but as long as you have the right size, you will be golden. I will leave a link to this set that I bought on Amazon. I just got it. This is my first time using it, so hopefully it works out. Imagine if I filmed this whole thing and I'm like, oh, that looks terrible. We shall see. Now here's a little trick. See how this wants to fall forward and this one wants to fall to the side? What I'm gonna do is actually grab an elastic and I'm going to put their little bases together. See? Now they're not falling. Haha, I tricked it into submission. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is these sections here, okay? I have 4 rollers left, so I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the key is to wait until these are 100% cooled down.
A few moments later.
Okay, let's take these out. Nice. I feel like sometimes I belong in a different era, you know, or in a different country. Like maybe I belong in Texas. Because the big hair thing isn't a huge thing here, but you know what? It should be. Okay, now this looks great, right? We could go in with our finishing products. So we could use volume sprays. This living proof one is excellent. The dry volume and texture spray is great. You can go in with a light hold hairspray like Sebastian Shaper. You could go in with a heavier hold hairspray if you want to sculpt a little bit more like Shaper Plus. Shaper Plus and Shaper look almost exactly the same, but Shaper Plus has a plus sign. The plus sign just means that it has more hold. So this is more of a firm hold. This is more of a flexible, brushable hold. I use them often, you know. They're quite different though, so don't mix them up. If you want brushable, flexible, wind blows in the hair, you definitely want Sebastian Shaper, okay? But if you want holds that is like all day wedding bridal hair, then you want Shaper Plus. If you just want volume and fullness, then you want something like this instead. But now, this is the thing. I could totally leave this. I could spray it. I could shape it, it would be great. But there is another trick that I want to show you guys with a hot tool that I almost never bust out. I'm gonna grab it because since I'm going to an event, I really want my hair to look like this for a very, very long day. And the only thing that I find that really gets my hair to look like this for, you know, 12 hours, 10 hours and not drop, because I do have fine strands. I know it's hard to believe, but my hair is actually quite fine. You know, if you see it straightened, you would be shocked. I really don't have that much hair. I just have a lot of skill in puffing and poofing it out. And it's helpful that my hair is textured, because since my hair is textured, it does expand, right? It's curly, so it puffs and expands more than someone else with fine hair, with the same amount of hair as me, who has straight hair. But anyways, I digress. I'm gonna go get this tool to show you. Okay, so I bought this tool on Amazon, and it is specifically for creating volume. It has like a waffle plate, okay? So it looks like a waffle. So what you wanna do is you wanna grab the under layers of your hair. So I want volume here, right? I kinda want volume all up in the top, and I want the volume to last. So instead of back combing, you can just take this tool and you can create a little waffle texture right in the root. And you can go down a little bit, but don't go down too far because you want to be able to hide it. Now what this is going to do is going to make the hair stick out further from the head. So when your hair goes on top of it and it hides it, it's going to have that lift. Now the crazy thing about this tool is that the volume does not drop at all. I used to use this on brides every single time I did weddings. I had a bridal business that I just closed last year because I got so busy with the YouTube stuff. But I have done thousands, oh my God, thousands of weddings, thousands of clients for weddings. It's crazy. And this is a tool I always used when I wanted that big bridal hair, but I didn't want it to look back home. Do you know what I'm saying? And if I wanted the hair to last, you know, if it was very hot and humid and I really wanted the hair to last and to be big the whole day, this is the most foolproof way to get your hair to do that and to stay and to not drop. I mean, you will wake up tomorrow with big hair. It's actually pretty cool. It does have a little bit of a learning curve because you can't crimp too high up. If you crimp too high up on the head, you won't be able to cover the crimp and then it looks awful, right? So you kind of need to have a little bit of space, but if you use it right, it really is very cool. Doesn't that look good? What do you guys think? Now let's go in with a little bit of texture spray, okay? So this is the Living Proof Full Dry Volume and Texture Spray. This one's very powerful, so you have to be a little careful. I love spraying this on the underneath layers. It really helps, again, to bulk things up and give things a little bit more shape. And this is the finished look. What do you guys think? Let me know. Would you try this cut? Did you like the blunt bob better? Do you like this better? Let me know all the things. This video's over.